Gray Rizzy, we out here right now, Shade 45. And look, I'm happy to say that I'm going to take you to a place called Buffalo, man. It's been an amazing time right now, especially when it comes to hip hop. I'm very, very happy and satisfied with what I've gotten so far, but we going into the fourth quarter right now. It's about to get real spooky, as my man would say. We going to get real right now. In fact, we going to go from being a king to a god. I got Conway the Machine in the building. What's up, baby? What's going on?
How is your family? How you feeling?
I'm good, man. I'm good. And I think I was saying to you real quick, you never disappoint, man. And I'm just thank you to everybody. Thank you to our brother Chad, making sure I got that link to hear the new project early, and you just never disappoint, bro. And I just want to jump right into this song and go with the title. I said it just now, but I don't know if it went over some people's heads. Powerful title too, From a King to a God. What made you say, I'm going to use something this powerful to get across what this body of work is all about?
I think what I had in mind was really just the evolution. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to, to show my fans and new fans that may not have heard nothing from me that, you know, I feel like I've evolved as an artist and as a lyricist and as a man, you know what I'm saying? I'm on a whole different type of time, like with the, the things that I'm doing in the community, as far as, the giving back to the, the back to school drives and feeding the homeless and, a lot of the shit like that I've been doing in the community with COVID-19. So it just kind of inspired me to just be, on a different type of time, just in my own life personally, you know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel like. I feel like I've evolved. I came a long way from the guy that I used to be. You know what I'm saying? My head is on straight, as my mama would say.
Well, there's a thing, like, especially where we come from, you can't give yourself your own nickname. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's a boastful one. But the people have given you, I think they've elevated you. And I think that's something that you're speaking of right now. They're starting to look at you and say, this one, and they've been saying it for some time, this guy right here, he's the real deal.
Yeah, it's dope, man, to get that kind of, that reception, and that love from the street and from the people, you know what I mean? 'Cause that's what I do it for. So, like I said, I just want to carry on tradition and make, all the elite MCs and God MCs prior to me, before me, guys that inspired me and motivated me and who, what I'm saying, I looked up to. I just want to make niggas proud, man. Just carry on tradition. But I also want to make my, my mama proud, my kids proud, and my community proud. So that's why I'm kind of like just moving different. Like I ain't my, the wild Conway no more. That I'm just on another different type of time about just ownership, building brands and giving back to the community and just being on the front lines for whatever they need me for with using my platform. You know what I'm saying?
We definitely going to come back to that. I know everybody wants to hear the new music. I want to jump right into this song. And I always like, especially when it comes to the projects with you and the way you start your projects. This isn't the very start of the very first song, because that's from King. But this joint right here is Fear of God featuring Dej Loaf, and production by Hit Boy, who is having a hell of a year. And he's just expanding that because he's on this project with you, Conway. Let's get to this joint. It's Shade 45. It's another first play. Gray Rizzy Outchea with Conway the Machine. Keep it locked. What up, what up? It's Gray Rizzy. We out here right now. Conway the Machine is in the building. The new project is out here running from king to a god. Yo, you got with Dej Loaf. And I tell you right now, Dej Loaf is one of those people who sometimes I get pissed off at because I always want more, and she only gives you when she's ready to give. But that voice, man, it comes across and it just hits you so hard. How did you two connect for this joint?
Really, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I just reached out, you know what I'm saying? We kind of always been like, showing respect and showing love to each other, like, you know what I mean, in social media and stuff like that. Has always been a mutual respect, and she fuck with, my wave. I love her wave, you know what I'm saying? So it really was just like You know what I mean? Even with this whole album, I was doing something that I don't never usually do. Is like I reached out to artists. I usually don't do that because like I don't really be fucking with rappers all like that. You know what I mean? So it's like I just like fucking I'm gonna just go for this album. And I just knew when I got that beat from Hit Boy and then I did my verse, and I just knew like man I could just get days on this shit going crazy at the end. I just hit her up and she like say less, send it through, and made it happen.
She tapped in, man. Let's talk about some of these features and some production. I just mentioned Dej Loaf. You got the MOTHOD, man. Method Man is on there. Flea Lord, Havoc, Lloyd Banks, Freddie Gibbs stops through for a really, really dope joint. And on the production side, Derringer, Hit Boy, Alchemist, Havoc, Beat Butcher, Murder Beats, Eric Sermon, Crisis. And then you got a bonus joint with our very own over here, Shade 45, DJ Premier. In fact, we're just happy to have a piece of them because that's one of the best ever when it comes to this hip hop game. When you say you reach out, bro, like some people reach out and they might get one, maybe two of these. Like this is a hit list of like maybe 3 albums worth of features and production. How did you pull all that together? It gotta be the respect, Conway. It gotta be the respect.
Well, that's what I believe it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I said, man. It's just gratifying to know that you know I'm fucked with like that by so many. You know what I mean? Iconic and talented and legendary niggas, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just super blessed and just thankful to all of them for even, you know what I'm saying, patching in with me. It's just like I said, with all them people you named, it was just a simple, I reached out to them. Like Havoc, I met Havoc. I was in Wyoming working on some shit with Kanye. And he was there. We was out there for a couple of days and we kind of, you know, got to know each other and kick it and chop it up a little while we were there. And I just reached, we exchanged number. I just reached out like, yo, I need a beat. And I hit him back like, yo, matter of fact, put a hook on that motherfucker. You know what I mean?
You pulling double duty for real, yeah.
I just hit Meth, like, yo, I need you on this, Meth. You know what I mean? I called, you know, Banks. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, bro, this, and you know, I gotta apologize to Banks, man, because I forgot his name in that list. Shout out to the guy Lloyd Banks. But you're not gonna go ahead and say something like, yeah, you know, I was out in Wyoming, I was doing some work with Ye, me, Havoc and stuff. But what comes of that? What can we expect from that part right there, bro? You can't just slide that past and think I'm not gonna pick up on it, bro.
Yeah, you know, I thought you were just gonna gloss over that.
Not at all.
You know what I mean? We just, like I said, man, I don't know, man. It was a blessing. It was a blessing just going out there and just, you know, man, I met him at one of the Sunday services and we just like, you know, jumped on his jet and went out there and made music and stuff. So, and even the first time I went up there 2 different times. Like the first time I didn't even make no music. It was just, and that's what I enjoy about going out there with Kanye because, you know, regardless of what, you know, may be portrayed in the media, internet world, Kanye is a very intelligent dude. I know it was hard at, and he's always trying to figure out ways to give back and do more for people. And that's the side I see. When I'm in there with Kanye, like we pray, we talk about shit other than music. You know what I mean? Personal shit that I got going on. I talk to him about. Got advice from him and all that though. So I appreciate Kanye in a different form, but we got a couple records too out of it.
All right. You know, and I'm happy with all that, but I'm happy how you ended that too. We got a couple of records, they're on the way. People, hold on, we gonna get those soon. Hopefully, I got my fingers crossed for that, man. Yo, why don't you do this? Give me somebody who has influenced you. I want to throw it back real quick. Someone that's influenced Conway the Machine, and I want to play a joint of theirs.
That's a good question. I'd probably say 50 Cent.
50 Cent? Anything in particular?
Many Men.
I knew you was gonna go with that. That's my shit right there. If you didn't say it, I was definitely gonna play it. Let's be clear about that right there. Conway the Machine is Gray Rizzy. We out here on the first play. Keep it locked, Shade 45. We'll be right back. Yes, Gray Rizzy, we out here. Shay 45 is a special day. Shout out to our brother Conway the Machine. He's on the line with us right now. Got a new project out, From King to a God. And I was doing the first play, when was this? Maybe a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to the Locks, had Sheik, Luch, and Styles on there with me. And I asked, one of the first questions I asked, and actually Sheik answered it for me before I even had a chance to ask it, was where was Conway for when that song on that album, Think of the Locks? Because, you know, Gunn was on there, Benny was on there, and I think every fan was like, where's Conway? That's all I kept on getting texts and DMs of. What happened to you, bro? Where were you at? Did you miss the call? Or did you didn't know what was going on? What happened?
Yeah, I probably missed the call. Didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? But man, boy, do I regret it.
Bro, I mean, because the comparisons are
get on the remix.
Yo, yeah, we need that deluxe ASAP, you know, and I said that to them, but I think when people think of Griselda, they think of the Locks, and they just think about the growth and the real and authenticity. And the guys had nothing but great things to say about you guys, and they just happy that you continuing on waving the flag.
Yeah, them the big bros, man, and you know, I don't know if they know it or not, but you know, shit, we definitely studied their playbook and just, you know, watch they film, watch they tape on how they move and how they did things, you know, and how they navigated through, you know, as hip hop was changing from like, you know what I mean, getting more radio and mainstream, and pop was still able to keep that underground grimy shit and all. Like, I pay attention to all that, and every time I see Styles or, you know, Kiss or Luch and them niggas, like, it's always love. Like, them niggas always embraced us like the little bros, and you know what I mean. I always looked up to them niggas, and I got the utmost respect for all three of them. Bro. That's a fact, and the album is incredible. And like I said, they held that shit down. You know what I mean? On that joint, West and Benny was going crazy. It was good for the culture to see that, you know, that Griselda LOX, you know, connection.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm hoping to see that, you know, it's not the first time you guys have connected, but we're all hoping that we see more from that. Let's talk about the family real quick, because you got to join on the project called Spurs 3, featuring Westside Gunn and Benny on it, Benny the Butcher. And the thing about when it comes to success, especially with groups, the one thing that I've learned over time is that success then means you have growth, which means you don't always get to see your favorite group together all the time. So when we get to hear a song like this, I think everybody applauds it. Everybody's happy for it, excited about it. But how do you guys stay connected? It's deeper than rap with you guys. It's family, but what's the you know, the play for you guys to make sure that this stays connected, at least in the sense, and I'm not comparing you to, but you know, we've seen 20 plus years of the Lock stay connected. I think everybody wants to see that for Griselda.
Right. I don't know. I think it's just the family, the fact that we family, that element, you know, the camaraderie that we got with each other. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie, like, it's been getting kind of a little more difficult lately with the fact that, you know, each of us have our own like individual success kind of. We all, you know, building our own entities. You know, me,
Right.
from work music group, Benny with the DSF, you know, West, you know, signing Boldy and Armani, and, you know, working with other artists outside of us. So, you know, it's been getting kind of difficult. Plus, we all live in different cities. You know what I'm saying? So, for that record, you know what I mean, I appreciate it the most because I know how busy he is. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's on everybody's album for all year so far. You know what I'm saying?
It's a fact.
West is doing so much shit behind the scene with, you know, on the business side of shit. Also trying to, you know what I mean, working with new artists, new signees. So, you know, we don't really have the time like we're older, we all got families and kids and real life shit going on. So it's kind of difficult it ain't like back in the day where we could just be all in the same room, just vibing. So that was a beauty thing for us to get together on that record. You know what I'm saying?
Right, man. I think one of the last times that we got together, probably over the winter time, like we had the kids in the studio. You know what I'm saying? And it just shows you how, you know, just how busy it can be, but it's still family orientated. And believe me, from all of us is appreciated just for you guys to be there.
No question, man. No question.
Word. Let's get to this joint because Benny said this joint sounds like Spurs 3. So let's play it up here on Shade 45. It's another first play. Conway the Machine, fresh off that From a King to a God. Make sure you go ahead and support that. Crazy. Turn this up. Yeah. We out here, another first play, got the God. Conway the Machine in the building. Yo, look, man, this project is out there right now. From a King to a God. Make sure you go ahead and support that. In fact, buy it 14 times. Give it to all your family members. Christmas coming up. Go ahead and support it crazy. Yo, what's your let me ask you this, Conway. What's your thoughts when you take a moment to look back? We've kind of talked about where you're at right now, but when you take a moment to look back to where you've come from, what are the thoughts that go through your head? What are the thoughts that you have? This with progression and growth.
I just think of like just thankful. I just feel thankful and blessed that, that I made it out of that shit. I ain't where I was, you know what I'm saying? Because I feel like music saved my life. I don't feel like I'll be here today, you know what I'm saying? If it wasn't for the music shit. I'd be dead or in jail. I'm pretty certain of that, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no I have a 10th grade education. I dropped out of 10th grade, you know what I'm saying? I don't have no like employment history and none of that. So it's like I was already going down one path, and a dangerous path that, end in one way that we all know, you know what I mean, how it ends. So I'm just thankful, just looking back and just looking at me now. I'm just thankful, man. And that's kind of where the title came from. It came to a God, because we all kings. You know what I'm saying? We all kings. So it was like, what would you rather be? You know what I mean? A king or God. You know what I'm saying? That's why I want to give back to the community. I want to feed home. I want to, you know what I mean? Buy kids school clothes and sneakers, and you know what I mean, do food bank drives and all the kind of stuff that I've been doing, because I want to be looked at as that when my time is no more. Like, I don't want to just be, oh, that nigga had bars, that nigga was crazy. Like, nah, I want to be more, because I am more than that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I look at that as the example. A lot of times we have conversations about what if more people came out of the situations or the way we grew up? What if they had more access? What if they had more opportunity? What if they had more money to do more? And this is kind of showing what would happen. But, it's also showing like, the left turn that kids can make if they are not on the path, if they don't stay there.
Absolutely. That's why I'm trying everything in my power to kind of step in before niggas make that left down that path that we don't want to go down. Like, nah, listen, this is what we need to do about. This is real nigga shit. Owning that corner store. You know what I mean? In your hood. Owning your mama house. You know what I mean? All that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just doing for your community and taking care of your own, because we don't got nobody to do it for. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm about. So I'm trying to stop these kids, you know what I mean, early, these young boys early, you know what I'm saying?
I think, in thinking about what you said, Hov has a line, and I'm paraphrasing here, I built the rock from a pebble, and talking about just pressure and stuff. And I know From King, again, produced by Derringer, you had said something, the industry is draining. And I was going to ask you that question anyway, but I'm going back to when you said you were out in Wyoming with Ye and just being able to pray. And I can't think of anybody bigger who's had more pressure on him and how he handled it. Was that something that you two happened to talk about while you were out there?
Yeah, honestly, Kanye, believe it or not, is very transparent and stuff. He shared stuff with me that, I was even shocked today, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? To say and stuff, but it's all real. And, when I'm gonna give you an example. Like, I played him on, we were listening to God Don't Make Mistakes, my Shady album, my album for Shady Records. And I got a song on there produced by Derringer called Stress. And where I talk about, struggling with like alcohol addiction and shit, and losing my son and a lot of different personal things and shit. And you know what I mean? As he listening to it, the nigga just get up and like walks out the room and shit. So I'm like, damn, that shit must have been whack. He must say feeling that. But then he comes back in and hands me like a Alcohol Anonymous book and all that shit. And then, you know, after the song was over, we stopped and we shared a very intimate, personal conversation. He shared that with me. And, you know, it's just there, like, man, you already know, dog. You got my number. You know what I mean? That's the type of guy he is. You know what I mean? That's why I hate the way that he's portrayed in the media. And a lot of it is his own doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure, you know what I mean? He'll tell you that. He probably said some things he wish he said differently or didn't say. You know what I'm saying? But I know his heart. I know what he did for me. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is.
The thing that I'm really happy to hear, and I mean this wholeheartedly, is that it helps you. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of times, us as younger men, like we don't, or sometimes just us as men, as a general, we don't always ask, you know, and seek some type of advice, or at least give me an example of how you got through something. And I'm just glad that it worked out for you. You got something from it. Let's do this, man. Let's get a throwback, a song that you was featured on for the people, man. Give me something to play for the people, a joint that you was featured on that they could turn up to.
Let's take them all the way back, man. Let's get into that Kool G Rap, Rest in Peace, with me and Westside Gun, our Kool G Rap album, man. That was a bucket list moment for me. Kool G Rap want me on his album, so I need to hear that.
Yo, man, streets of New York, let's do it, baby. Kool G Rap, Conway the Machine, Griselda, we out here is the first place, Shade 45. Yes, sir, it's Gray Rizzy, we out here on Shade 45, got Conway the Machine in the building. Of course, his new project, From King to a God, is out there. And yo, Conway, you know, I try to always keep it realer than rap with all of my Griselda brothers. From the time that we met, probably even before that time at A3C out there in Atlanta, I've always had a lot of respect for you. And there was a lot for all of you. And there was a lot of songs that I could have played from this, man. But just the impact that DJ Shay had on you, as well as the team, I wanted to play this song, Forever Dripping Tears. And before we get to this joint, I just want to say this, like the original stream that I had of your project was before DJ Shay's words were added in a couple of songs. But in listening to what Shay said, he says Conway is one of the greatest lyricists that he's heard in the world. He talked about your process and said that there was competitiveness about you when it comes to your bars. And it doesn't matter who's on the track. You could be your brother. It could be Jesus Christ himself. He's going to go, you know? And he said you're a special type of lyricist that gives the people what they need to hear. When you listened back to those words, what was the immediate thoughts that you had, bro?
I ain't gonna lie, I cry like a baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm all tears right now. You know what I'm saying? Like Shay was he was very instrumental in all of our lives. You know what I'm saying? Armani, everybody, like, you know what I'm saying? Anybody from Buffalo that, you know what I'm saying, is trying to do something or had some shit going on with his music shit, Jay was there and he was like, he all he wanted to do was help and get your shit on. All he wanted to do is Buffalo on, like to put the city on. You know what I mean? Like, man, we gotta get you. Fuck that. Getting about us, you know, we got Brooklyn, Harlem, Queens, and all that shit, the boroughs. They gotta know, they gotta respect this Buffalo shit. That was always this thing for like 30 years. And it just so happened that we was the first to kind of finally break that door down, you know what I'm saying? And it just fucked up that he went out like that before he got to really fully, you know what I'm saying, enjoy this shit and reap the benefits and sit back and look up this shit like, dang, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, I made it, man. Look at my boys, man, they did it. All the new boys are gonna do it. So shit just fucked up, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. You know what I'm saying? So that's real shit. Like I thought of that shit while I was like on the way to the funeral. And I was about to go actually record that shit after the funeral, but that's when the feds came with that bullshit at the funeral.
How's everything with that? Is it a process that's going to have to keep on going, or is everything straight?
Yeah, everything straight. You know,
yeah, I think I'm not going to dwell too much on that negativity, but I think that was some fuck shit.
Yeah,
especially at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like we could have did this at any other time. Why would you do this at a point that's so important for Buffalo?
Right, we could have did that shit up the block in front of the project. You know what I mean? But you know how people is, man. You know, at the end of the day, God is good, man. He's good and blessed, man. All that DJ Shay.
You know what? When I first heard about it, and I did reach out, and then I saw not Conway. I saw that Gunn had put it out, said Conway's good, don't worry about it. And the first thing I thought about was like sometimes when I would be talking with Shay, and this was a while ago, and I could just see Shay in the back, like saying, "Look at these motherfuckers, look at them, just look at them, man." But I just love the way that
my boy, man, Shay was. It's just gonna feel weird doing shows and being in the studio and shit, and Shay not there. You know what I'm saying? On our backs and making us do verses all over. Nah, Conway, hell, fuck that. You can do that better. Do that again. You know what I'm saying? He was that type of dude in the studio with us. Like, no. Do that again. One more time. One more time. Do it again. You know what I mean? Nah, go, like, funny story I'm going to share with you really, really quick. I recorded Everybody's Food mixtape with him. And like with him in his basement, I just wanted that basement grimy feel. We hooked the studio up down in his basement, and we were doing Overdose. I had the Alchemist beat Overdose, and he would not let me stop. He like, nah, we going through this whole. You're gonna rap till the beat end. Fuck that. Keep going. You the machine, right? Keep going. I'm like, bro, it's already like 57 bars on the shit. That nigga like, nah, keep going. You got more now. Shit, you the machine, right? So I just missed that nigga, man. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like I had to have him included in the project. Unfortunately, it was in this fashion, but, like my next album say, man, God don't make mistakes. So, I got another angel in the sky now watching, holding me down.
Absolutely. And I know what I'm going to say. It sounds cliche to certain people, but I know you're going to feel this, Conway. He's with you figuratively and literally. You know what I'm saying? There's a part of you that's still, part of him that's still living on with you, and it's definitely going to live through the music. And I just love the way that you saluted him in this song. You kept it very real, man. This is Forever Dripping Tears featuring El Camino. It's Conway the Machine, Gray Rizzy, another first play. Gray Rizzy, we out here right now. First play with my brother, Conway the Machine, man. His project From King to a God is out right now. Make sure you go out there and get that. Bro, I said it in the beginning. I'll say it again. I'll say it a million times over. You never disappoint, and I'm just so proud of you. I want you to continue winning because you are showing an example of what it is to stay authentic in this game without fucking just selling out on your morals and just having that compass. You feel what I'm saying? Like I really, we all appreciate you, man. I want to give you your flowers right now.
I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you, man. It's always a pleasure being on and chopping it up with you, man.
For sure. Shout out to the homie Chad. Shout out to the whole Griselda, man. For everybody that, they have the questions, like obviously a lot of shit is shut down because of COVID, but I want them to stay in touch and let them know exactly when we getting back to the shows, when we getting back outside, when we have the merch going out, when we have the packages, because I know vinyl's on the way and all that stuff. What's the best way to stay in touch with Conway the Machine, man?
Man, just Who's Conway on every social media handle, Twitter, Instagram, all that shit. Who's Conway, and who'sconway.com. That's the website. You know what I'm saying? I'm always around. I'm always available, tapped in, and interacting with my fans, fucking with my people. So tap in, reach out, and fuck with me. Wow.
You heard the invite. You heard the invite. Make sure you stay tapped in with him. In fact, I'm gonna get off right now. We're gonna talk about this fedora because I need to go ahead and figure out where the hell I can get one from, man. Yo, if you missed any part of this interview, catch it on demand. SiriusXM.com/on-demand. It's another First Play. Follow us on Shade 45 on social as well as at Gray Rizzy. Best believe we out here. Whoa. Peace.